think personally it means a lot to me because it shows a big appreciation for the development of teaching materials, which I consider to be an important part of the life of an educator, and in particular, of course, of a professor in a business school. And also, let me say that I believe that the development of teaching materials is important. And some schools, of course, recently they have moved towards just promoting people and appreciating people based on publications, research publications in a small list of journals. So I believe the development of teaching materials is certainly a very important supplement to this. I think one important point is certainly that there needs to be a certain dilemma. There needs to be a certain dilemma because you need to get, as with every case, you need to get students to talk, you need to get students to reflect, and in this sense, the dilemma, the ethical dilemma, the responsibility dilemma is very important. What is also important is that you have a strong protagonist. In our case, that was Paul Polman from Unilever, who is the CEO of Unilever, and that provides a point of identification for students. And last but not least, I would say you need a real good story. This is what, of course, drives any case, but I think in particular ethics and social responsibility cases are profiting a lot from a good story. I think the key advantage is, first of all, you get good access to materials. First, primary sources, because there are, in our case in Unilever, there were a lot of people who were simply knowledgeable about the topic. So we had ample opportunities to interview relevant people. And also, of course, to have secondary materials on the net. And what I found in my classroom teaching is that students identify quite nicely with well-known companies like Unilever because they promote brands which they know, and this of course helps the learning experience usually a great deal. Well, I think the key challenge was to coordinate to a certain degree. If you are not meeting face to face, you miss the many informal conversations, the lunch break conversations, which can also drive such a case. So in a sense, I think we did a very good job, not necessarily relying too much on informal conversations, but obviously if you have them, even better. I think the key advantage here is that you can triangulate your data, as we say in science, and that basically means that one source kind of checks what the other source claims. So whenever we looked at company materials, for instance, it was just very important for us to then follow up with the people in the company and have an explanation about what we found in the written resources and how we should understand these written materials. So we appreciate it a lot to have access to first-hand, so primary sources as well as secondary sources. I think it works very well with students because they can identify very much with the case questions that we are asking, and of course we see that students identify in particular with the question around are the aspirations maybe too bold that Unilever has here, and we see that students really take up these questions and they debate it and they can really identify with this with this problem that also Unilever had, because some people were arguing you make pretty bold statements here. So it just lends itself very well to classroom discussions.